Introducing the all-new Storm GSI.
What makes a machine more user-friendly? It should be designed well, with controls that are easy to
I need all the help I can get.
Hey everybody, this is Darren Van Dam, and you are watching Flick Connection, the show that helps you get more out of movies. And today I'm going to tell you how we've all been using Netflix wrong this entire time, and what you can do to get better use out of your subscription. So this video is going to feature 5 tips, technically 9, because for some reason I have 4 bonus tips in here, but 5 major tips that are going to allow you to find more things that you like with Netflix more often, because odds are you've not been using Netflix the right way. In fact, none of us have been using Netflix the right way. So stay away from the top 10 and trending sections. Now, not completely. If you browse them quickly, you may see some familiar favorites. Recently, they had Saving Private Ryan in the top 10. So there are good movies there, but most of the stuff that you will see in there is either movies that will feature an actor that you have loved for years, who now only does really awful movies to make a quick buck because their fan base have yet to catch on. Yes, I'm talking about Bruce Willis, or they're really awful movies that just feature a little bit of sex and nudity, and I assume they get into the top 10 because teenagers are telling each other on social media where they can see boobs and sex. That's probably why these awful movies are always in the top 10. If you didn't know that your teenagers were doing that, you're welcome. I guess that's another bonus tip. Another bonus tip is if you are a teenager, or maybe you're a grown adult and you just don't want people that you share your account with to know that you binge watched Sky Rojo over the weekend, you can go edit your viewing history. On the desktop website, just go to your account in the top right corner, scroll down till you see your profile, expand it, you will see viewing activity, you can view that, and then you can just click the little circle with a line through it next to the titles you want to delete, and they will be gone from your viewing history. Now, getting back to my original first tip, instead of using the trending and top 10 to make your decisions, what I want you to do is this little trick. On a desktop, again, because this is not going to work on most like smart TVs, things like that, go to movies, then genres. Pick any genre you want. What's going to happen is it's going to pull it up with curated lists and subgenres. Ignore those. Go to the top right of your screen, click the little square icon, the grid. Instead of individual list, you will get a master list of everything in that genre. Up top are some great selections. Look there first. As you scroll down, you'll see some lesser known movies. And then with most genres, you're going to see a long list of Hindi movies. I mean a long list in some genres, but keep scrolling past them. Trust me on this. When you get to the bottom, in most genres, there is a fantastic collection of movies, lesser known movies, or maybe movies you saw a while ago that you forgot about. Great picks down there. For whatever reason, the algorithm buries them down there, and you can find them using this tip until Netflix figures it out and changes it. But right now, this is a cool little trick that you can exploit to find some things that Netflix is not likely recommending to you on the surface. Netflix allows you to have up to 5 individual profiles, and I recommend having one for each person that watches in your family, or if you share your account. Proof that Netflix does not sponsor this channel in any way. I have no problems with people sharing their Netflix accounts. Everybody does it. But you should have different profiles for everyone, because what you're going to be doing with some of my other tips on this list is you're going to be developing your profile to only recommend things that are suited for you. And this is especially true if you follow the rest of this tip and use their rating system properly. So a few years ago, Netflix changed from a standard 5-star rating system to a more Siskel and Ebert-y thumbs up, thumbs down situation. And a lot of people were not happy about that. In fact, some people actually blamed Amy Schumer, but the system is actually not that different. It just appears so on the surface. With the 5-star rating, you were essentially getting a scale that would indicate to you how likely you were to like the movie, because the star rating that you saw was based on how other people that vote the same way that you vote on movies voted that movie, which means most of us saw the movie Jack and Jill with a 1-star rating on Netflix, while some people that give all of Adam Sandler movies 5 stars would have seen Jack and Jill with 4 or 5 stars. So that's how it used to work. Now they give you a percentage that indicates how likely you are to like that particular show or movie. So it's just a different scale that shows you up to 100% rather than up to 5 stars. However, when you're rating movies, they allow you to either like or dislike it a little more in line with what people are used to in social media. My recommendation here is if you like something, go through the effort to go back and click the thumbs up. That way you indicate to Netflix that you like that, and they're gonna be more likely to recommend things of that nature to you in the future, or at least things that people that have similar taste to you like. Likewise, if you really don't like something, go through the effort to give it a thumbs down. It will improve your results in terms of what Netflix recommends to you. But if you're indifferent, don't vote on a movie, because if you're lukewarm on it and you downvote it, you're gonna compromise what Netflix might recommend to you in the future. But do not trust the percentage that they show you completely. In most cases, it should feel pretty accurate after you watch that movie or show, but with Netflix original content, I do believe they pad it a little bit. I notice most Netflix original content is always in the 90th percentile range, even if it's an awful thing that I hate, whereas other movies tend to be a little bit all over the place. But the more you do this, the more you use the rating system accurately, the way I'm telling you, the more accurate that percentage will be in terms of guessing how likely you are to enjoy any particular title. Man, that was wordy. Now, if you have a 4K TV, and if that 4K TV is the one that you use to watch Netflix, again, you can go into your account, manage your subscription settings, and for $3 more a month, you can get access to 4K content. That means everything that Netflix has that is available in 4K, which is gonna be things that were filmed within the last few years in most cases, or older movies that have been remastered in 4K. You're not gonna be able to watch all that stuff in 4K. It's gonna look incredible on your TV. Most of you watching right now, in fact, 99% or more, probably have the standard account, which only shows you content in up to 1080p. If you have a 4K TV, you are not getting the most out of it on Netflix. Likewise, if you're trying to save a buck, you can actually save $5 a month on your standard account by reducing it to a 480p resolution. Now, that is extremely low. If you have a big high definition TV, it's not gonna look great. If you have an older TV, you may not notice the difference at all, but it's not just about size. Smartphones and tablets, even though their screens are smaller, they are 1080p resolution in most cases, 4K in some, so there as well, you will notice a drop in quality. If it doesn't bother you, it's a great way to save 60 bucks a year on your Netflix account, and if you have an older setup that you're watching things on, you may not notice at all, and you may just be wasting 60 bucks a year. Odds are that's not the case for most people, because any TV that's been made in the last 10 years or so is gonna be higher than 480p. Now, as someone who reviews movies for a living, I highly recommend sitting down and investing in whatever you watch and not watching it passively while you work. However, I do realize a lot of people do that. They either try to watch stuff while they're at work, which is probably not a good idea, or while they're cleaning the house or something. If you want to catch up on your shows and you're too busy to really pay too close attention, you can enable audio descriptions. This is typically used for the blind and vision impaired because it's going to describe to you what's happening on screen. It's awkward, it's weird, but it could be a great way to catch up on your shows while you're getting some other things done. And for a second bonus tip on this list, you can change the appearance of subtitles. Netflix has a ton of fantastic international content, and a lot of the newly released stuff has really fantastic dubbing. It's some of the best dubbing I've ever heard, which makes it much more accessible. But if you're still watching stuff with subtitles, you can edit them. You can do something as simple as just making them larger or smaller. If you have a big TV, maybe you don't need big subtitles. You can add a background color. You can change the color of the text. Yellow is a decent way to go. Depending on your screen and your setup, it may be a little easier on your eyes than the white, but tailor them to your taste. You could go wild with your personal style, but For reading subtitles and keeping up with the plot, readability is important, so I do recommend going with something that's easy on the eyes, that's quick and easy to read, that isn't too crazy looking, but it's your world, do what you want. A quick Google search of leaving Netflix April 2021 or whatever month you happen to be in or whatever month is approaching will easily turn up tons of lists that are basically all copied and pasted. Every major publication puts them out. The New York Times, Fox News, Vanity Fair, tech blogs, they all copy and paste the same list. What you want to pay attention to is the date leaving, because that is not the last date you can watch the things leaving Netflix. That's the date that it's gone. So when you wake up that day, whatever you wanted to watch is going to be gone. What you can do is look at this in advance and keep track of when things are going to be leaving so you make sure you don't miss stuff you really want to watch. I include a list like this on one video a month when I tell you about all the stuff coming to Netflix. A trick there is to just do a screenshot, maybe highlight them with your phone. Another bonus tip that I can give my regular viewers, if you watch my recommendations for Netflix or any of the other streaming services, I put a full list of all the movies and shows I talk about in the top comment below the video. Take a screenshot of that with your phone, highlight them, and then you've got an image in your phone that's at the ready the next time you want something good to watch. But point being, if you keep an eye on what's leaving, it may be more beneficial to you than keeping an eye on what's getting added, because that stuff will be available for months to come. And my final bonus tip is going to allow you to access way more stuff with an existing Netflix subscription by using a VPN service. Now, VPNs keep your web browsing safe, secure, and private. It's a good idea to invest in one, and they don't cost a lot of money. But CyberGhost VPN has been a sponsor of this channel for an extremely long time, so I did, with this bonus tip, want to explain a little bit more as to how that actually works. So my viewers can pay as low as $2.19 a month. There's a link in the description where you can get that deal. With that, it keeps your web browsing private, secure, safe. It's a smart investment, but CyberGhost has specialized servers targeted at Netflix in select countries. With the flick of a switch on your app, you'll be able to access Netflix in a variety of different countries, unlocking vast new libraries of content that are not available to you in your country. So the legality of this is that the film industry licenses their titles in different countries in different ways, which is why the same movies are not available on Netflix all over the globe. However, legally, it's nobody's business where you are in the world, so there is not an issue with you telling your computer that you're in Germany or the UK. It is frowned upon by Netflix and the film industry, further proof that Netflix doesn't actually sponsor my content, but it's not illegal. You can't get in trouble for it. You're essentially just disguising where you are in the world, and on your computer, there's nothing wrong with that. The cool thing is you'll now be able to access way more movies. For $2.19 a month, you may never need to pay to rent a movie again. You're gonna have so much content. So you go to the link in the description and pair this bonus tip with all the other tips that I just gave you, and Netflix is now extremely robust, much more so than it was before you watched this video. So I hope you get some value out of that. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, because my regularly scheduled content is just a list of movie recommendations that you can watch on Netflix, Prime, Hulu, all the other streaming services, so you literally will never run out of good movies to watch. But I will keep making these videos as long as you keep watching them. Thanks for watching this special episode, and you will see me on the next one.